So I think for some people, the decision might very well be made for them, and that may be sooner than later. I've interacted with a lot of folks who have faced this. I know you have too, Chris. Even folks who are in leadership positions in corporations, where in the last 2 years, they have seen a radical shift in the corporate culture, and they have felt the pressure. This is something that's probably going to continue to increase. It's not necessarily going to diminish. And it's, of course, incumbent on the individual to work through that, their own context, and in their own context, what is best for them, what is best for their family, and they are responsible for their conscience before God. This is what we all enjoy about the Westminster Divines and the liberty of conscience as a key piece to what they were about. But I think the reality is that in some corporations, that decision might actually be made for you to force your hand to condone or endorse something that is not aligned with your convictions and force you to be a part of it. And at that point, I think we who, in the American church context, have enjoyed a relationship with our culture that has been one of friendly and even perhaps in our favor to be Christian, we are probably needing to recognize that there is a cultural shift to there, and we may very well find ourselves either experiencing physical persecution. But if you go back into the pages of the New Testament, it wasn't just physical persecution that they suffered, it was also economic persecution that they suffered because of their convictions and how out of step the early Christians were with their Roman counterparts and in their Roman culture. And that may very well be where we are headed.
Yeah, I think we as the church in the United States are really beginning to see, for the first time in a sweeping way, just how much the world does hate us. And it's a surprise for a lot of people. I mean, Mike, you've been living with this for, most of your life in the UK. Most of the Christians throughout the continent of Europe have been living like this for a long time. Now it's come to our shores, and we are going to find ourselves persecuted. We're going to be accused of hate speech for speaking the truth in love. We're going to be accused of being obstinate and intolerant simply because we're striving to proclaim the gospel of Christ and the exclusivity of Jesus Christ. We'll be considered bigoted. We'll be considered just difficult to get along with. We're beginning to face what many of the Christians faced even in the early centuries of the church. And so it shouldn't be a surprise to us. Persecution shouldn't be a surprise to us. Yet that doesn't mean we cease to shine as a light to the world.